Perfect. Excellent stuff. Good morning, everyone. Hope everyone is well. My name is Chris, and I'm one of the content and training specialists here at Shortcuts. So for this morning, we have a brand spanking new masterclass for you all, and it's really called Let's Get Connected. So what does that mean? Why are we going through this? Well, we get asked lots of different aspects within Shortcuts, all to do with the sort of social side of things, should we say, and the branching out side of things, such as the Salon mobile guest app in the Elevate and Elevate Plus packages, the cloud appointment book, online booking, marketing, everything like that. So a way to not just connect with your customers, but also a way to connect with each other. So as always with my masterclasses, I always try to go into as much detail as sort of humanly possible. So for this morning, I'm going to try and cover around 4 or 5 different subjects. So I will try my best. If I do run out of time, no problem. I will add it into my masterclass next week, which is all to do with marketing and SMS confirmations. Excellent stuff. So without further ado, let's get ourselves started on this Let's Get Connected masterclass for this morning. So as always, if you have been on my masterclasses before, welcome if you're new and welcome back if you're an existing masterclass user. There is always a little bit of housekeeping before we get into the good fun stuff. So the duration of this webinar will be approximately 60 minutes. My microphone is switched on, whereas everyone else has automatically been muted. But I do always say, if you want to chat with me, that's fine, no problem. Feel free to unmute yourself. Or if you wish to, if you just want to watch, listen and learn, that's also perfectly fine. You can drop me a little message in the chat box as well. Your speakers must be turned on to hear this webinar, and your questions will be taken either the Q&A or the chat box. But as I said, if you do want to chat with me, that's perfectly fine to do so. No issues with that whatsoever. I always say, make it interactive, make it fun. Do have a little chat with myself if you wish to. So, as always, I usually have a bit of a PowerPoint and then the rest is live demonstrations. To be honest with you, my last sort of 5 masterclasses have all really just been live demonstrations. I like to get into the fun stuff. I don't want you all sat there watching a PowerPoint with me. So if you do want to chat further, feel free to drop me an email at education@shortcuts.co.uk. That's education@shortcuts.co.uk. Or if you want to sign up to further masterclasses, this can be done through shortcuts.co.uk/online-classes. That's www.shortcuts.co.uk/online-classes. Do always as well share, like, subscribe on our socials. So that's Instagram and Facebook.com/shortcutsuk. Instagram and Facebook.com/shortcutsuk. There will be an introduction to myself landing in the next couple of days, and also my top tips every other week, as well as advertising all the new bits and bobs and loads of fun stuff moving forward. Okay, excellent stuff. So without further ado, we are going to jump into our Let's Get Connected masterclass. Excellent stuff. So what I've done is I've opened up my Shortcuts Fusion system, and just very, very quickly for this morning, ladies and gents. So we are talking about getting connected. Now, if you've ever called me or if you've ever spoken to our help desk team, you will know we need to connect on via TeamViewer. Now, a lot of you know how to do this. A lot of you may not know how to do this. So if you ever do require our assistance, we will use a program or an application probably already installed on your computer called TeamViewer. Now, a lot of the time we can get connected to you by using TeamViewer, which is this icon just down here. It's the blue square with the white circle and the blue arrows inside. And when we click onto it, we can connect via TeamViewer like that there. The other way, if you're not able to get TeamViewer to work, is to go through our website. So for example, if I open up our website here, and then along the top, you will see we have all of these options just here. If we go on to software support, go down to logins, and then if we scroll down, you will see we've got these options just here: Shortcuts Connect PC login, Shortcuts Connect Mac. If we click onto either of the login icons, you should be able to then download your TeamViewer from there. If it does say another instance of TeamViewer is already running, please just select the option that says Show Running TeamViewer, and that will allow you to give us an ID and a password. Your ID will stay the same, but your password will change, okay? So you don't really need to make a note of it. And that is just a lovely introduction for this morning. That is how we can get connected to yourselves, ladies and gents. This is something we often get asked with TeamViewer there. So that's how we can get connected to yourselves. So the next thing we're going to look at is our online booking. Now, our online booking has undergone some changes in the last month, as has our Salon mobile guest app. And our Salon mobile guest app now really mirrors our online booking. So because of those changes, we're going to run through those changes this morning. Now, why do we do this? Well, giving your clients access to online booking or downloading the My Salon app is a great way for them to connect with yourselves, not necessarily just to make appointments, but also to update their data as well. So we really want them to connect with you. And also we've got a masterclass coming up in the next couple of weeks. Online bookings and Salon mobile guest bookings, a lot of these are done outside business hours. It is a great way for them to connect with you whilst your business is closed. That aside, it is a fantastic way to increase revenue. So stay tuned over the next couple of weeks as well. We're going to be having an increased Salon revenue masterclass as well. So we're going to put that to the side for the time being. But let's take a look at our Salon mobile guest app and our online booking enhancements. And there's a great way for our customers to connect with us. So from here, we're going to go back to our Fusion system and we're just going to pop our pin in. Now you'll notice we've got our profile avatars at the top of the screen here. These options are a great way to pull through into both the app and online booking. Now, don't worry if you're watching this thinking, well, I'm not on the Elevate package and I don't have the mobile guest app. That's not a problem. We can always talk about moving you onto that. You can always just do the enhancements for the online booking side of things. Both work across the board. So the first thing we're going to do is on the right-hand side of our navigation bar, we're going to click onto Setup, and we're going to go down to the second option where it says Employees. We're going to click onto Employees and we're going to select the relevant employee from the drop-down menu in the top left-hand corner. From here, towards the bottom left-hand corner, we have an option that says More. We can click onto this and we can add a biography in. And we can say Director Top Stylist. Now this will pull through in both the app and your online booking to the Meet the Team section, and is a great way for your clients to sort of virtually connect with your staff members. And also, of course, if they didn't know which stylist to book with, we can see Amy as our director and a top stylist. We can also click onto the picture icon towards the bottom left-hand corner of this pop-up menu here, and we can upload the relevant profile avatar, and that will pull through to our columns, but as well as our Meet the Team in our online booking and the app, and is a great way for your clients to connect with you and also select the relevant stylist, a barber or therapist. From here, we're just going to click Done on that pop-up window there. What we're now going to do is we're going to go into our services. So under Setup and Services, what we're going to do is expand the relevant service category. And I'm going to select a specific service. Now, you only really need to do this for services that are available for online booking or via the web. And what we're going to do is we're going to select the service and we're going to select the details icon. Now, remember, I always say it's all in the details. So we're going to select onto the details icon here. And at the top of the screen, we can pop in a description. And this will allow your this will allow your clients, when they're making an appointment, to be able to see a little bit more information regarding that particular service. Now, as I said, you don't need to do it for all services, and you only really need to do it for services that are available for online booking. So we're just going to pop that little description at the top there. Now, also, we've included a handy prompt in both the online booking and the Salon mobile guest app. And that prompt is to prompt your clients to say whether they have or haven't had a skin test. So how do we get that prompt to appear? Well, it's the ticking of this box here that says need visit details that bridges the gap and really tells that service that it requires a skin test. So as long as we've got this box ticked here, need visit details, that will ensure a little pop-up appears in the app online booking when a client makes a service that requires a skin test. So as we said, it's all in the details. And then we're just going to click done. And then we're just going to click done again. Now, also as well, while we are here, ladies and gents, it is a great way to just very quickly check your configuration and general, and then go onto your business details here and just make sure the address is correct, the town, the postcode, the opening hours, everything like that. Now, why do we do that? Because this forms a lot of the icons in both online booking and the app. So you'll see in the app, there's a contact us, there's a directions, there's a call us tile. Okay. Now, what better way for a client to connect with you than be able to go onto a call us button, be able to go onto a directions button. So for that information to pull through seamlessly, we just need to just double check the information on this screen here. And all we're going to do is just click done. And we may just have to give our shortcut system just a very quick restart for those changes to pull through. If not, it'll take roughly 20 to 30 minutes. So there's some few changes in our Fusion system. From here, we're now going to jump into our online console. So I've opened up my preferred internet browser, and all we've just gone to is just our online console. And this can be found by typing on the web browser at the top, console.shortcutssoftware.com. That's console.shortcutssoftware.com. And we're going to make some changes to both our online booking and our app. So what I'm going to do is pop on the screen our online booking page, just so we get an idea of how this looks. So this is my online booking page here. And as we said, our Salon mobile guest app mirrors this very closely. So we've tried to mirror them and keep them almost identical. So this is some of the changes we're going to make to our online booking, which will also pull through to our app. So what I've done in the online console, I've just clicked onto company settings just here. Now, as we scroll down, we can ensure our logo is updated. As we go down, we've also got a feature image. Now, a feature image is a standalone image that appears on the beginning screen of your online booking and also the contact us tile in the app if you are using the app. So it's a standalone image. And to give you an idea, ladies and gents, of how this will look in online booking, we can see this just here. As we scroll down, we've also got our highlight color. Now, the highlight color forms the branding color of both our online booking and our app. And we always say choose a color that contrasts well with white. So you can see here, I've chosen my exact color. And in my online booking, it appears at the top here and down the bottom here, as well as my contact us information and social media links. Now, there's lots of different ways we can do this, ladies and gents. We can click onto the color swatch just here, and we can choose the colors on the right hand side here, and we can sort of scroll up and down and choose a sort of a generic color. But that is, of course, not very accurate. So you might be watching this and thinking, well, how can I get it to be like, an exact color, or can I use one of my colors from my logo or one of my salons or something like that? So there's lots of different ways we can do this. So my favorite way, is I'm just going to load up now, is to open it with something called Paint 3D. So what I've got here is one of my pictures. And I'm just going to right click onto it. And I'm just going to go to Edit with Paint 3D. Now what I want to do is choose this exact color. Okay, I want to have the lovely mint green or maybe the orange. Okay, so we want to choose a color from my logo, one of my images. So I've opened it with an application called Paint 3D. And all we're really looking here this morning, ladies and gents, is we are looking for the hex code. So over on the right hand side, I'm going to click the eyedropper tool, and you'll notice I'm just going to click on whichever color it may be. So I'm going to click onto this lovely navy blue color. You'll notice on the right hand side it has appeared just here, and it gives me my hex code. I can now take this hex code and I can copy it, go back to where I was, and simply paste that in. I can now save, give a quick restart. I can now see I have got my exact color from my logo, making it bespoke. So when those clients are trying to connect with us, they can see, yes, this is exactly Shortcuts because it's the exact blue color and it's very recognizable. That's our highlight color. That forms the theming for both our online booking and our app. Then as we scroll down, we've also got a background image. Now the background image will only appear for a fully hosted page of your online booking. This will not appear in the app. So you can see I've got this lovely opaque color image just here. And as we look at my online booking, we can see this just to the left and right hand side. Now this particular image, I always like something a little bit more panoramic. Why? Because a lot of the image is taken up by our menu screen just here. So please bear in mind if you are uploading team images or anything like that, I probably wouldn't recommend it because we're going to lose a lot of the stuff in the center of the screen now. So a lovely panoramic shot, just like I've got here of my salon. And that pulls through to the background of your online booking just there. So we're going to continue scrolling down. And then we've also got our please note text. Now, as we know, we need a way to communicate and, of course, connect with our clients when they make an appointment. Okay. Now, this could be to outline any skin tests, any patch tests, or any deposit or cancellation fees. This is where we're going to use that please note text. It is a standalone page that will appear as soon as we start to make an appointment in both the online booking and the Salon mobile guest app. So you can see I've outlined some very important information to let my clients know when they make an appointment. So you'll notice as soon as I click make a booking in my online booking, we can see this just here. So I'm letting my clients know, I'm connecting with my clients and just letting them know any particular information before that client makes an appointment. And of course, it can have a huge knock-on effect to that appointment. They may not make a skin booking for a skin test. They may not book in for a book back service, such as a cut and a blow dry. And we can see, of course, I've outlined here, please select a finishing service with any color service booked. So you can see I've added that in there. Now, for those of you watching that thinking, well, clients often do miss booking finishing services. I have got the perfect application for you in just a couple of minutes. It's a fantastic feature. You may have heard of it. It's doing the rounds massively within shortcut salons, called related and recommended services. It's a great way to organically upsell, should we say, but at the same time to ensure clients always book in for a finishing service. So I'm going to talk a little bit more about that later on, but stick that just in the back of your mind. It's a fantastic a new feature from us, related and recommended services. But just as we finish up with our online booking and app changes there, so we're going to click on to save and we're going to go back to home. Now that was our company settings, forming a lot of the background information for both our online booking and our Salon mobile guest app. We are now going to go to our site settings on the left hand side here. And again, so we're just going to pop that short description in. Now, I think this is a fantastic way to, of course, connect with your clients, but also let them know about your salon. Because a lot of the time, this isn't just existing clients we're trying to capture here, it's brand new clients. So your short description will appear on the contact us page of your Salon mobile guest app, which we'll be looking at in just a sec. And it will also appear, if we go back to the beginning, will also appear here, and it's a fantastic introduction to your online booking page. And we can just change that short description there. Now, it is anything less than 225 characters, and that's roughly 3 or 4 lines. Underneath this, we also have a full description box. Okay, this is where you can write pretty much as much information regarding your salon. And of course, in both your online booking and your salon mobile guest apps, you will have a tile or a button that says about us, about the team, about our salon. And these can be found under the menu icon in the top left-hand corner. And you'll notice we have a button or a tile or an option that says about us. Now, if we click onto this here, we can see all of the relevant information just here. Now, these brand images here can all be found again under our site settings, right down the bottom, just here. So it's always worth just ensuring we have that information set up there. Then as we move forward, we're just going to make sure we've got our Facebook, we've got our Instagram, and we've got our Twitter. Now, again, this information will all pull through to your online booking at the center screen just here. And of course, in our Salon Mobile Guest app, it will pull through to the Contact Us button as well. So it's got all of the relevant information in there. As we scroll down, again, just make sure that telephone number's in there. Make sure that physical address is in there. Again, why do we need to ensure that information is in there? Well, of course, we're all talking about our clients connecting with us. Now, as we said in online booking, all of that information will pull through to the front here and is a great way for our clients to connect with us. But at the same time, in our Salon Mobile Guest app, we have that Contact Us tile, and the phone information will pull through there. The opening hours will pull through to there. And of course, you'll also have a tile that says call us. Now, in order for the client to call us, we need to ensure the phone number is correct. Exactly the same in a Salon Mobile Guest app. We'll have a tile, we'll have a button that says directions. That will pull through to Google Maps and we'll have the physical information just there as well. Excellent stuff. So with regards to the brands, there are a few brands that that are not listed. How can we add these to the system? So we're kind of dictated by the brands themselves. But what I will say, drop them in the chat box or let me know at the end if you want to. I can put a request in for you. Now, I'll be totally honest with you, ladies and gents. I don't know how quick, if it will, or if it at all will happen. I'm just being totally honest, but I will certainly put a request in if you want your brands to appear. Pop them in the message box, anything like that. A couple of people have asked if we can put some extra ones on there, so pop them across and I will always put them through to development for you. But yeah, great question. Pop them through there and I will send them across to our development team for you. Not a problem whatsoever. So as we're just saying there, physical address and telephone number pulls through to the app and the online booking, of course. Then we've got our business hours. And as we said, right down the bottom, oops, a little bit too fast, right down the bottom here, we've got our main retail brands as well. Excellent stuff. So we're going to click save onto there. And that again forms a lot of the back end information of our app and our online booking. So you'll now see when we go to our online booking, again, let's just recap. On the front screen, we have all of our information, which will pull through from our company and site settings. As soon as I click the make a booking, I have information, please note, that pulls through from company settings. Then when I click on to next, if there are any of my services that have a little service description that we spoke about right at the beginning, we can see the information icon just here. So what about some changes to our Salon Mobile Guest app? Now, as we said, Salon Mobile Guest app, for those of you that are using this in the Elevate and Elevate Plus package, our Salon Mobile Guest app now closely mirrors our online booking. So it will use the same branding color here, the same highlight color that we've got at the top and bottom here. It will use a lot of the same information, But of course, in the app, we do have some tiles. Tiles are buttons. So if you are using the Salon mobile guest app, just make sure when we click onto My Salon app down the bottom here, on the right-hand side, we click onto our tiles. And on the left, we have all of our default tiles. Default tiles are tiles that are sort of as standard. So for instance, for those of you that are using the Salon mobile guest app in the Elevate and Elevate Plus package, you may wish to change each default tile image just here. And again, a lot of this information will pull through from both site and company settings. But in particular, one thing I'm sort of really keen to show you are custom tiles. Now we can see at the top here, we've got ways for our clients to connect with us through the Book Now button, the My Profile. The My Profile will allow them to update personal information that will feed back to your Shortcuts Fusion system. But at the same time, we've also got the Contact Us tile. We've also got the Directions tile and the Call Us tiles. Okay, so the Call Us will display information such as your phone number and take them directly to the phone book. Directions, as we said, takes your address and postcode from site settings and will take you to Google Maps. The Contact Us tile will have all of your contact information, like the very front screen just here. So lots of different ways, of course, for your clients to connect. But custom tiles, okay? Custom tiles is any tile we can create with a website attached to it. Okay, so as long as it's got that URL attached to it, Facebook, Instagram, website, Twitter, YouTube, online blog, as long as it has that website URL, is another way for your clients to connect with you. So they can click onto Facebook, they can click onto Instagram, they can view all of that information there, they can see posts, they can see special offers, they can see all different updates, okay? So to create that custom tile, and I know a lot of you watching are using the Salon mobile guest app. If you're not using the Salon mobile guest app, just let me know at the end and we can get that sorted out for you. We can discuss packages and things like that. It is a great way for clients to connect with you. But let's create a custom tile. So all you would need to do in the bottom left is literally just click New Tile. And in the label, you just pop that in there. Then underneath, you just need to make sure you pop the website URL in there. Now, I'll be honest with you, ladies and gents, I've never used TikTok myself, so I'm not entirely sure how the website URL would be there, but it's becoming big things in salons, so just make sure you've got the link in there. And then we just need to ensure we have a display image. Now, typically, if you're doing Facebook, this will be the Facebook logo, Instagram, Instagram logo, and so forth. Anything that is instantly recognizable for this particular tile. Then all we need to do is just click Save on the right-hand side. Then from there, the last step would be to go to Dashboard. Just have a quick look at the questions there. Perfect. Excellent stuff. So sorry, from there, we're just going to go to our dashboard. And a dashboard is the way to change the layout of your Salon mobile guest app. So on the right-hand side, you will notice we have an options box where it says inactive tiles. This will display any tiles that are not being used or currently inactive, and also any custom tiles you have created. So a custom tile will need to be dragged over to the mobile phone to make it active. So from here, it is always worth just taking a look at our Contact Us tile and ensuring that is on the Salon mobile guest app, because of course we want clients to connect with us that way. Make sure we've got Facebook, make sure we've got Twitter, make sure we've got those call to action tiles, such as Call Us, Contact Us, and Directions. It's a fantastic way for clients to connect with us. They can call us, they can go onto Directions, which of course will take them to Google Maps. And the Contact Us tile is basically the whole kit and caboodle, should we say. It will have your opening hours, your phone number, your address, everything like that. So it's always worth just ensuring you've got at least one of those call to action tiles, just so those clients, of course, can connect with us. Then from there, we're just going to click on to save. And that is pretty much it for our enhancements of both our online booking and our app. So let's just reiterate, we made some changes in our Fusion system. We added in biographies, service descriptions, and we also added in all of our background information in our online console in both company and site settings. From there, we moved into our app to ensure our tiles and images were correct. Now, I spoke about 5-10 minutes ago about a feature we've got called related services. Now, this is an absolutely fantastic feature, okay? And it really bridges the gap for appointments when clients don't book a finishing service. Now, we know what it's like. They book in at 6 o'clock, we close at 7. There's no development time, there's no toner time, there's no book back time, okay? So we have introduced related and recommended services. Now, the cost for this, ladies and gents, is just a small £15 a month. Now, I do appreciate in this current climate, it is not ideal to be having an extra outgoing, should we say. However, we have lots and lots of salons using this, and the revenue income from it far exceeds that £15. For example, we had a salon set it up a couple of weeks ago. They saw, I think, within a week, a £300 increase, okay? So, of course, that massively outweighs that small £15 outlay. So we've got both related and recommended services. So related services bridges the gap between, let's say, a colour and a cut. It means when we book a colour, a blow dry or a cut is related to that service. We also have recommended services, which is a great way to naturally upsell a service. So it could be often booked with a cut and blow dry is an Olaplex treatment. Okay, it is an organic way to upsell services, and moving forward, we would always hope that that client will always have that service moving forward. So I'm going to very quickly demonstrate how to set up your related and recommended services, okay? And it is all done via the cloud, which I'm also going to show you how to use this morning. Just very quickly, if you've never used the cloud, it is just a website URL, and it is pos.shortcutssoftware.com. pos.shortcutssoftware.com. If this is your first time accessing it, your username and password is the same as the online console. But fear not, ladies and gents, as we round off our Let's Get Connected Masterclass in about 15 to 20 minutes time, I am going to show you how to set up your cloud appointment book as well to connect with your staff members. So when we are in the cloud, pos.shortcutssoftware.com, pos.shortcutssoftware.com. To set up related and recommended services, we would go to a menu in the top left. We would go to products and services, and from there, we're going to click onto related services. Now, this is very quick and very easy to set up. So all I'm going to do is click onto new down the center bottom. And I'm first going to do my required when making a color booking. So I'm going to say when a client makes a color booking online and through the app, they must book at least one finishing service. And that could be a cut, it could be a blow dry. So I'm just going to call it required when making a color booking. And you can call this whatever you want. This is for your benefit. Then underneath, I'm going to select the relationship. This is going to require another service. So first of all, we need to input our primary services. These are the services that are going to be booked first. So this will be, for example, the color. That is the first service that is booked first. Now you can tick this box here and it will do it for all styling services. You can tick this box here, it will do it for all color services and so forth. But if you want to do it for a specific service, just click the arrow on the right hand side. So I'm just going to tick these specific services just here. And then we're just going to click done. So that now means when a primary service of one of those color services is booked, it is going to require at least one of. And I'm going to now choose my secondary service. So I'm going to say when I book a color, it requires at least a ladies blow dry, a cut and finish, a restyle. Okay, it requires at least one of those. I don't have to book all three. it requires at least one of. And then we just click done, and then we click save. In the bottom right hand corner, the name's already in use. Let's change that. There we go, perfect. Obviously, lots of test appointments have been made and someone's used my exact one. Let's pop a capital on there as well. So required when making a colouring appointment. So what I'm now going to do is do my recommended services. So this is an organic way to upsell certain services and treatments. This will not force the booking to be made. It's more an often booked with. So again, down the bottom, I'm going to click onto new. And I'm going to say, require this service when making, not require, recommend this service when making a styling appointment. And again, underneath, I'm going to tick onto relationship, and I'm going to do recommend other services. So when I click onto my primary services, and now when somebody makes a styling appointment, I'm going to choose my 4 styling services in there, and this can be used in conjunction to the related services we just set up. I'm now going to say when somebody books one of those primary services, I'm going to recommend these services just here. And then click done. And then click save again. So how does that look when we make an appointment? So I'm just going to give this a quick refresh. And then when we make an appointment, click on to make a booking, click on to next. And if we click on to color and choose a full head of highlights, you will now see it says requires an additional service. So there are my related services coming into play. So I'm going to add on my ladies blow dry. It will now say, have I had a skin patch test with us in the last 6 months? If I click no, it will say it is a requirement of your business. This will form a little post-it note on your online booking or app booking. You'll also notice on the right-hand side, we get this information icon for the blow dry, and this just tells me this type of service is required by my full head of highlights. So we're not able to cancel it down here. And then we just click next, and you can now see my recommended services are coming into play. You may also like, often booked with a ladies blow dry. I've got an express conditioning treatment or an intense conditioning treatment. So you can see we have now added on that £10 blow dry and that £5 intense treatment. We've already paid for that £15 monthly bill for that. And then we can just go ahead and make the appointment as normal. And that is our related and recommended services. As we said, it's a great way to bridge that gap between clients not making appointments, right at the end of the day, not having a book back service. And obviously those recommended services is a great way to discuss extra services. Excellent stuff. Perfect. Any questions on that, please just let me know. Yep, that's fine. Yep, we can get you set up with that at the end. Not a problem whatsoever. Yep, we can certainly look at getting that set up. It's a fantastic feature to have. Like I said, I had a lady a couple of weeks ago increased by £300 just on related and then recommended upsells there. Excellent stuff. So with just over 20 minutes, ladies and gents, we are, of course, in the cloud here. But how do we set up the cloud? And what is the cloud? Well, the cloud is a fully functioning appointment book. It is a way for your employees to connect with you as a business, okay? And it's a way for them to take control of their column. So the cloud appointment book is a fully functioning appointment diary. It will take into consideration any resources and any capabilities that have been set up. So it's almost a fantastic feature for your employees to have to make appointments, check their history, take control of their diary, update their color notes, everything like that. So they're really connecting with you as a business. So how do we set the cloud appointment book up? Well, as we saw, it is just a website URL, and that website URL again is pos.shortcutssoftware.com. It's pos.shortcutssoftware.com. Now, there is another handy way to get to your cloud appointment book. For those of you that want to use the online console as a stepping stone, you can do so. So in the online console, you will also notice we have a website URL in the top right-hand corner here, and that just says Shortcuts Cloud. We can use this as a stepping stone, and that will take us directly to the cloud. But if not, if you want to type in the web address on your preferred internet browser, again, it's just pos.shortcutssoftware.com. Now, of course, you might be thinking, oh yeah, but do I have to really type that in every time, Chris? I want to make it, I want to use this. I want to make an appointment on my phone or anything like that. No. What we can do is we can save it so it functions almost like an app. So as we said, it's a website URL. But if you are using an Android, we can go onto the web browser, pos.shortcutssoftware.com. And then in the top right-hand corner, you will have probably 3 dots or 3 lines. We can click onto those 3 dots or those 3 lines, and we can select an option that says Add to Home Screen. Now, also as well, if you're using an iPhone, once we've got that web browser open, once we've got that pos.shortcutssoftware.com open, down the center bottom of our screen, you will see the Apple Share button. Now, the Apple Share button is a square with an arrow facing upwards. If we click onto that Share button, again, we can search left or right. We're going to look for the Add To button. We can click onto Add To, and exactly the same as before, we are going to add to home screen. That will save this shortcut, this website URL, to the desktop of your mobile phone as a shortcut, so it will function just like an app. So we're now in the cloud appointment book, but how do we set our staff members up? How can we connect with them? So to set a staff member up, once in the cloud, your username and your password. Your username and your password for the cloud will be exactly the same as the console. It is one set of credentials. Sorry about that. Your username and your password is the same as your online console. If you're not quite sure what that is, let me know at the end. I can reset that for you. Now, once we are in the cloud, we can now set our staff members up. We typically log in, as you will probably be doing this as the owner, manager, or director. We can there set up other staff members. Okay. Now, to do this, in the top left, we click onto Menu. And on the left, we click Employees and Roster. From here, we're going to click onto Employees. And on the left-hand side, you can choose the relevant staff member you wish to set up with Cloud Appointment Book access. So from here, down the center bottom of the screen, you will notice we have an option that says Roles and Login. Okay, it's down the center bottom of the screen, Roles and Login. So we're going to click onto that. And then all we're going to do is just input our username and an email address. Now, your username will typically be your email address. It doesn't have to be, but we tend to do that as a rule of thumb. Okay, so your username is typically your email address. Now, underneath, we do need to input an email address in here. So why do we need to input an email address underneath? Now, the reason we do that is so we can be sent your username and a generic password, as well as the link to log in. Now, of course, the link to log in is pos.shortcutssoftware.com. So as a rule of thumb, we keep our username the same as our email address. Now, you're probably privy to the fact that your username is your email address when you log into the cloud, when you log into the online booking, online console. Now, underneath, you will also have 2 role types. Okay, so please don't worry that I've got 4. You will most likely have 2 role types. Okay, role types really determine the level of access. So what role types will you have? You will have employee and you will have site manager. Okay, employee has its own default level of access. So for example, it will have that employee will be able to look at their own column only. They will be able to see their own performance summary report. They will only be able to they'll only be able to edit their column during their working hours of the business. Outside of their working hours, outside of their roster, they will have view mode only. So that basically means at home, they can only view their column. Now we can change that if we need to. Site manager will give this particular manager access to everybody's column. They will have access to all reports. They will be able to edit and view during working hours and outside working hours, essentially around the clock. And they will have access to configuration items, meaning they can make changes in the back end of the cloud appointment book. So all you would need to do is choose the relevant role type and then click done. And that will set up that particular staff member. Now they will be sent their username. They will be sent their password. The password will be generic that they can change by logging in using the top right-hand corner avatar and clicking change password and using something a little bit more memorable. So we spoke there about setting a staff member up with those generic role types, with the default role types, employee and site manager. But what about if we want to change that level of access? So maybe it didn't quite do everything we wanted it to do. So we can change the role type. So this time we're going to click onto menu in the top left, and we're going to go down to business settings. Once we've clicked onto business settings, we're going to click onto roles. On the left-hand side, you will have your two default role types, such as employee and site manager. When we click onto that role, you will see which employee is assigned to that employee role type. And underneath, you will have the permissions. This will determine the level of access. Now, if you want to change this level of access, all we do is we click the red word where it says permissions. Underneath, we can scroll down, and here we can adjust those permissions, enabling our staff to connect with us a little bit better and ensuring that they have the correct role type and access and permissions for their cloud appointment book. Now from here, as you saw with my demonstration, you may wish to create your own role type. So maybe one that has slightly more access than employee, but a little bit less access than site manager. For example, I've created floor manager and assistant manager. So if you do wish to create your own role type, in the top left, we just click onto menu, business settings and roles again, and down the bottom, center bottom of our screen, you will see a new icon. We can click onto that, and here we can create our custom role type, and I'm just going to call it stock controller. Underneath, you will see we have our staff members. From here, we can upgrade or promote that particular staff member's role to this brand new role type we've just created. So maybe Amelia has been promoted from employee to now stock controller. We can do this by sliding the toggle access bar from no to yes. Just like that. Now, of course, we will need to adjust the permissions for this because we don't know whether this is going to be a very strict or a very lenient role type. So you'll notice when we go to our permissions, we expand our permission categories, and we will have to configure this all from scratch. You'll notice everything by default is set to no. And we can adjust that just there. And then all we do is we just click done in the bottom right-hand corner. And that is how we can set up cloud appointment book access. From here, making an appointment is almost identical to Shortcuts Fusion. We will just select the relevant time cell. We can search for existing customers with a combination of first, last name, phone, or email. We can use recent customers, checked out customers, or any remaining customers for today. You'll now see we've got this particular profile. We can add in any notes, view future and previous 3 appointments, add in any alerts such as whether they require a skin test, have an allergy or have lots of hair, and we can just move through the booking process using our categories, previous services or our service categories as standard. And we can just make the appointment as normal. So I'm just going to cancel that down there. So it's very much identical to your Shortcuts Fusion system if you're using the cloud. The only thing you can't do is check the client out. But if you want to learn more about our cloud appointment book moving forward, we will have a full dedicated masterclass on how that works. So with just under 10 minutes to go, ladies and gents, and a fantastic introduction to next week's masterclass of marketing and SMS. I'm going to very quickly show you how to send out a blast email to connect with your clients. Within the cloud, you will notice at the top, our 5th icon in says messages. If we click onto messages, you will see we have all of our marketing campaigns on the left-hand side. Now, please do not worry if this is your first time seeing this. Join me next week for my marketing and text message masterclass, where I will run through all of this in lots of detail. But very quickly, I'm just going to show you, if you have used marketing or messages before, a great way to connect with your customers. And that is using the message all clients feature. When we click onto message all clients, you can create your own custom templates that will be sent to all of your clients. So you can see I have done a Let's Get Salon Happy campaign, and that is advertising our mobile guest app that we spent the first quarter of our masterclass creating. We can adjust the gender here. We can adjust the send time and the send date as well. Underneath, just very quickly, we can send it out via email. Now, where it says display logo, this logo will pull through automatically from site settings just here. So it will pull through this logo just here, all automatically from our site settings of our console. We can also upload an additional display image. This just makes our campaign look that little bit more attractive. Underneath, we've also got our subject. So have you downloaded our Shortcuts mobile guest app yet? Anything in the squiggly brackets is what we refer to as a personalized field, and these can be adjusted just here. And I've got the body of the email. We're really excited about our brand new mobile guest app with Shortcuts software, and we wanted to let you in on the news too. We understand how busy you are and wanted to let you know you can now book your appointments anytime you like at a time that suits you. Just follow the above QR codes to download our app and let's get Salon Happy. So the QR codes, if you wish for these, just let me know. The QR codes, I've created a very simple display image with the QR codes on there for a client to just download. If you would like that image that I've created, please just let me know. Then underneath, if we go down to our preview, we can see it just there. So we've got our logo from site settings. This is my display image that I created myself. It's just a standard display image with my mobile guest app store QR code and Google Play mobile guest app QR code, allowing your clients, of course, to better connect with you. They can scan these QR codes. They can download your mobile guest app. And of course, we've got all the information there. And as we scroll down, we've got our social media links. And of course, those social media links will pull through from site settings. Another fantastic way to ensure our clients are connecting with us, not just through the QR codes once they've downloaded it, but also going onto our Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and our website. And that is it, ladies and gents. That is our Let's Get Connected. So we have looked at ways to connect via the online booking, via our mobile guest app. And as we said, a very large portion of bookings are made outside salon hours. So by opening up that channel of communication in our online booking, in our mobile guest apps, we are opening up that channel of communication for our clients to connect with us. We then looked at setting up our staff and our employees with the cloud appointment book. a way for them to take control of their columns, a way for them to take control of their bookings and manage their diaries a little bit better. And then last but not least, we looked at our messages and our marketing, another fantastic way to connect with our clients by sending out a blast email. Now, I know a few people have asked me about the related services and recommended services, that fantastic feature, a great way to increase revenue. At the moment, it's a fantastic way to do that. But also as well, if you do want more information on that, if you just want to learn a bit more, or you would like to go ahead with it, we had a couple of people message us, just drop us an email at education@shortcuts.co.uk. That's education@shortcuts.co.uk. And if you would love to join me next week, we're going to be talking about a brand new masterclass again, all to do with marketing like we saw here, but how to utilize your text messages and SMS confirmations and SMS marketing as well to reach that wider audience. We're going to be covering that next week as well. So as always, ladies and gents, thank you ever so much for joining me this morning. If you do have any questions, I open the floor for those now. Thank you ever so much. Perfect. Thank you. Excellent stuff. Thank you. So a couple of people did also say about the retail brands. Yes, that's not a problem. I think some people did send that across to me in the questions. I'll get those sent across to our development team. Like I said, I can't promise how quickly that will happen, but I will certainly send them across in the next couple of days for you. And we'll try and get those on there. And then they can just be selected from site settings in the online console for your app and your online booking. No worries at all. That's perfect. Thank you very much. No worries at all. Excellent stuff. Perfect. Thank you ever so much for everyone joining me this morning. It's always a pleasure speaking to you. Hopefully I'll be able to speak to you next week for our brand new masterclass. As always, do like, share and follow us on our social media links. I've left the screen on there now for more top tips and videos coming from myself. So do make sure you are tuning on there. And always remember, if you know friends, family, anything like that, that would be interested in shortcuts, you want to introduce shortcuts to a salon that you may know, remember there is a referral scheme as well. So do please discuss with us more information about that if you know someone else that would love shortcuts just as much as yourself. For me, that's all I've got time for today. Thank you ever so much for joining me. It's been a pleasure. My name was Chris, and I shall speak to you all again soon. Thank you ever so much. Take care. Bye-bye.